Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors. I'm Chris. This video is going to be a review of the Alps Outdoorz Commander Plus Pack Bag backpack. I've got a backcountry hunt planned this year, and so I need an appropriate backpack. I've currently been using this guy as my training backpack. I've got 35 pounds in it, and it's June, so we're just kind of starting our conditioning for this. But it's not big enough to go into the backcountry with, because you need your stove and water and food, sleeping bag, maybe some form of a tarp or shelter. So it's just not big enough to do that, and strapping all the stuff on the outside of it, it just doesn't work that well either. So without further ado, let's unbox this bad boy. So here we have the backpack and frame, and it is 5,250 cubic inches, and it weighs 7 pounds 5 ounces as it sits right here. Now there's a video that goes along with this, and it's on YouTube, so I'll put that in the link description below. It's actually 2 bags in one, and that's cool. It comes with the Alps Outdoorz Commander frame, which is kind of a freighter pack, which is the frame and this part right here. Now they sell the additional accessory pack bag here as well, so it's kind of 2 in 1. You want it with the frame and pack bag. You got this. You're going to use it just to say haul elk quarters out. You've got this. So what they say to do when you get the bag is you flip it over, and I won't bore you with the details. It's in the Alps Outdoorz video that they have. But you're going to take out these 4 pins, and you're going to remove the freighter pack portion of the bag if you're going to use it like I am and just use the pack bag. Then you can later put this back on if you're going to use it for just using it like a freighter pack. So what you do is you simply remove these pins, and what I can already tell is that these pins are a little bit different than they are in the video. The video ones have the rings, kind of like a key ring that you got to slide off of here. And I've also heard of people just replacing these completely with stainless steel hardware from, say, Home Depot or Lowe's, with one of those, the nuts that have the nylon in it that lock it down, the locking nuts. So they get rid of that altogether. So let's put this pack bag onto the frame the way it's supposed to be. Not necessarily the way it's supposed to be, the way I want to use it. So this is the piece that comes off, and this is what would be on the frame if you were buying the Commander pack as kind of a freighter pack. And it's got several pockets right here, and it's got some extra hardware right here in case you lose something. So now we'll go ahead and reattach the pack for use here. So now we got to put the pin into the hold open bar. So what that hold open bar does is when you got the pack like this, it allows you to go in here. See how it's kind of open right here? Remaining open because of this bar. There's a bar here. So it kind of keeps it open so you can access the inside. So some of the features it has is it has this shelf that is in the bottom, and it snaps up like this, and you can use these straps to hook it up in tight right here. Or if you need them down, you can do like that, and then the straps become extra support for whatever load you're hauling when you put both of them on. Now it also has a sleeping bag compartment on the bottom. That's what most people would use it for. So you've got this compartment down here that is separated from the top part of the bag. And another really nice feature are these guys pivot away, and you have in the bottom here a buttstock holder. So you can put a rifle up through here, and then it lashes down with these two pockets right here. Got a large, somewhat spacious large outer pocket right here. You've got a large pocket here. They call this the spotting scope pocket. It's pretty sizable. And the internal, like I said, you can make a horizontal divider on the interior, separate your top and your bottom. And then this top part comes out this far if you need it to, and cinches down, so you don't have to have it packed level to here. You can go a little higher, especially if you just got some bulky stuff. And this top flap is generous enough in size that you can snug it down if you need to, or if you got extra stuff, you can have it strapped up right there. So it gives you some versatility. You got this top little flap. I would call this like a mat pouch. So all in all, this material is a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like a parachute type material, just the way it looks, because it has this crisscross pattern, but it's much thicker than it looks. It seems sturdier than it looks. And the interior seems like it's rubberized on the interior, so that it might even be pretty water resistant. I hesitate to say waterproof because you can always make something not waterproof that's supposed to be waterproof. The hip straps also have pockets here and here, and each side also has a little tab for maybe a little pistol to carry into the backcountry. Not a bad idea. Maybe another accessory pouch of some sort. Maybe a little first aid pouch on one side, pistol on the other. Rangefinder in one. Maybe a small pair of binos in the other. Or maybe a lighter and fire material in one. You get the idea. So something I didn't know that might not be completely common knowledge. I wish I would have known this a long time ago. But I saw this on the Gritty Bowman Podcast with Aaron Snyder, and they were talking about how you pack your bag and how the hip belt in your waist should be carrying the bulk of the weight, say 60% or more of the weight. And then your shoulder straps are mostly just keeping the pack from flapping on your back. And you pack the heavy stuff kind of in the middle 2/3 of the pack, and your lighter stuff at the bottom, which in this case most bags like this are set up for the sleeping bag underneath, so that's a sizable chunk of a lighter weight material. Heavier stuff in the middle and some more lighter weight stuff up top. And I wish I would have known about this hip strap thing, because while in the Army I never used it. And your back would be killing you because you've got the entire weight, whether it's 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, on your shoulders. And so you're your traps and your shoulders and your lower back are just getting crushed by all the weight. You know, your knees and your ankles and your hips are going to take the weight regardless of where it's at, but it seems like they take it better when the weight's on your hips. So my training pack I showed you earlier, it's got a waist strap that's got nice padding, and it tightens up tight enough to go around my hips. And so just using that, it's been a night and day. I can do a little weighted ruck marching without killing my lower back. I don't have the lower back issues after a pack march like I did when I was in the Army. So, man, that's night and day. That could have saved me a lot of pain over the years, that's for sure. Now, this is all fine and dandy, looking at it here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get it situated, and as I use it, I'm going to add my using experience into the video, and then after all that's done, we'll turn the video loose. So I've got a day trip planned, going up a hill, put out maybe some trail cameras, and we've got an overnight scouting trip planned here in a couple of weeks. So we'll do all that stuff, and then I'll publish out this video, and then if that backcountry hunt goes off as planned, we'll do an update on this and see how it went. This will be the first test run with the pack. I'm going to go up the mountain here and put out some trail cameras. I've got about 55 pounds total between water, gear, trail cameras, binos, rangefinder here. And so when I come back down, I'll be a little lighter, minus water. My lunch is liquid today, and the trail cameras. So I am heading up there, mostly to the base of that cliff line. I didn't get to go where I wanted today because I forgot that it's actually state trust land and it's closed during the summertime. So I'm out walking up the trail that goes along the creek here, and it's really rugged, really dry. But I'm trying to get a few miles on and get a little elevation climb. Well, one thing I'm not used to is having so much pack that sits above my shoulder height. And so when you duck your head under something like that, the pack doesn't dip down with you, so you hang up on it a little bit. And you got to be careful because I'm on these little billy goat trails, and there ain't a whole lot to stop you from going way down there. Another thing is I wore the cowboy hat to give me some shade because it's, one, it's pretty hot, and two, it's really sunny and there's not a whole lot of shade up here. But no matter how I bend the back of it, it's just in the pack. So all I hear is the brim touching the pack, which really wouldn't work out while hunting. So no cowboy hat with this pack on. I need to adjust the load here. I got too much weight, way too high in the pack. Two trail cameras, 2 quarts of water, a pair of boots that each have a 3-pound dumbbell. And as you saw, those came right out of the very top. So I need to get that stuff down a little lower. This is just a heavy, fluffy, it's pretty heavy, it's several pounds of winter jacket. Well, hopefully that keeps, the weight was mostly on my hips, but when you lean, that heavy top would kind of really fall over, so maybe I just need to tighten up the shoulder and chest strap a little bit, but hopefully that'll help too, just get the weight lower, because that weight was really high up around my shoulders and head area. You really want it down lower, so if you're really going to pack something heavy, you want it right above that sleeping bag compartment on the bottom. Probably where my boots really should be. I got a set of winter coveralls, like hunting fluffy coveralls, in the bottom of the bag. So it's the sleeping bag and sleeping mat, and then in the top part, it's the coveralls, and now I got my boots and trail cameras, then the big fluffy jacket. So I'm gonna take a moment right here, down by the stream. I'm up in a spot and I'm having some trouble getting up this hill. The ground just comes right out from under your feet. But I found this. This looks like a thing on a scope. The nut to tighten scope rings down to your bases. Out here. Ain't a whole lot out here. I'm about to be out here if I don't keep my footing. That's the trail I was on earlier before I went down and adjusted my pack down by the creek. And I came up on this side. Well, my initial impression ain't too bad. I don't feel any worse for wear, all things considered. I haven't worn this much weight on my back in a good while either. And the best thing is my lower back isn't killing me. And that's because, like I said, you get the weight, majority of it, on this waist strap and on your hips, and your lower back isn't being squashed. I only ended up drinking my 2-quart Camelback, and so everything else is in there, so I still got right around 50 pounds of gear on. And I don't feel too bad. I'm obviously sweaty. It's like almost 90 degrees down here. Oh, on to the next trial. Right now it's 2 days after I did the last pack march with this, and I'm up doing another, maybe 2-hour ruck march. I'm here in Vail, Colorado. Those are the ski slopes. That's what they look like in the summertime. So far so good. This thing, the weight's on my waist, my shoulders and everything's not all messed up. My lower back feels good. Can't complain.
That's what they do. They fly like 20 feet, post up a tree for you to shoot with your bow.
Every creek crossing is a chance to resupply your water, and in the backcountry, that's really important. And don't forget to top off your stomach while you're there too. The gravity filter makes it real nice and easy. I opted to try some water purification tablets with the neutralizing tablets, and it's not bad, but you got a lot more floaties in your water than you do when you use the filter. Collecting up and packing out the trash.
What are those sandwiches?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I could take the one.
This is Randy, Bryan's brother, and he also bought the same exact backpack. So we went in almost 5 miles, gained about 2,000 feet of elevation yesterday, and we came back out today. Did you notice any glaring deficiencies or something you really did like about the pack?
I mean, my biggest complaint with the pack is how noisy it'll be for hunting. It squeaks, it bangs, it clicks. And then the other thing is on the belly belt. You have this pocket here and one MOLLE piece, but I had a holster here and that just wasn't a good place. If they put more MOLLE or put more MOLLE, I think it'd be a much more versatile pack. But other than that, it's really comfortable. It was very affordable and a great way to get into backpacking with such a cheap, good pack. So, all right. Well,
I'll go back to my house and point out a couple things I liked and didn't like about it, and hopefully you can hear us over the traffic. I don't know if you could hear Randy or not over the traffic, but he was talking about how he wishes this was all MOLLE on the waist strap, and I couldn't agree more. Get rid of this pocket, get rid of this single strap, give me some MOLLE attachment points right here on both of them, and then you could customize it any way you want. Holsters, pouches, first aid kits, water sources, be totally customizable, and probably wouldn't cost any more to just attach some MOLLE strips and get rid of the pockets that are on here. One thing I noticed that's hard to do is pull out your water bladder from the inside. It's the pouch for it is inside right behind the back, but this bar right here, this bar dips in, and so it makes it hard to pull out. So that's kind of hard when you're refilling on the go. I do like that it has a dedicated hydration bladder hose port right here coming out of the bag, so it just comes right out. You can nestle it right into the shoulder strap and keep it out of the way. Real nice feature there. The other thing I noticed is you can't just sit down and do the rucksack flop because of the length of the frame down here on the back. And that's not necessarily a knock on this particular bag, but rather any backpack system that has this long external frame like this. Right now, all in all, I really like this pack. I think it's a really good value for the money. I haven't noticed any kind of stretching or tearing at the seams, any stitching coming undone, and I've been looking around the waist strap, which is carrying most of the weight, the majority of the weight. I've been checking out the shoulder straps because that's kind of how I pick it up and put it on, and I haven't noticed any kind of fraying of material. I thought I had some fraying on the side here, but it just turned out that was pine sap. So I haven't really scuffed this up yet. And so what I'll do is I'll update when I do the video for the archery elk hunt later this year. I'll update how I still feel about this pack. This pack goes for under $150. If you don't find it for under $150, you're just not looking hard enough. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it narrows down your choices for you, whether you're hiking or hunting in the backcountry. I'm going to leave you with last year's elk hunt right here. And if you haven't done so already, give us a subscribe right there. Thanks for watching.